All right, we are in Anime Expeditions, and Anime Expeditions themselves just dropped huge patch notes. Let's take a look at it. These patch notes are completely changing the game. All right, chat, here we are, patch 1.0. Well, first of all, here are the codes. Patch 1.0, 600 M visits, but fix several autoplay bugs, blah, blah, blah. Fix that, fix that, fix that. You guys can look at this, pause the video if you want. Also, elemental weather no longer applies to tower. I know people were abusing that. That is the game's fault, Anime Expeditions, but they did reset everyone to 170. Now, the drinking counter was increased, which is Trunks. Expeditions East Town boss has been decreased, blah, blah, blah. Tower Bioinsect skin has been increased top 10 to top 50. Expeditions encounter now has a skip function, which, come on, that's really good. And then, with tower titles are changing to include placement. I honestly have no idea what that means. They decreased the difficulty of day 4 and day 7 of Dragon Wish. Ball and Trial, blah, blah, blah. Boss bounty got decreased. The HP of them got decreased. But what we're really here for are the nerfs on the characters, which if we look here, chat, Bioinsect ability, genetic duplication no longer increases damage to the strongest unit in range. Bioinsect passive 2 genetic code no longer increases damage to the strongest in unit range. So what that means is Bioinsect, aka Cell, is no longer a damage buffer. He's just a DPS unit now, which is insane. Huge change. He was doing 60%, and then they nerfed him. He was only doing 40% damage increase, and then now he's completely doing nothing anymore, which is insane, bro. That's insane. I'll show that off in this video. The Drinks mark no longer stacks follow-up attack or physical weakness, which this just nerfs him completely, which I'm not going to show that because that's kind of it shows itself, like, I mean it reads itself, like it no longer stacks, so it's not OP anymore. And then carrot passive 1, battle instinct non-crit attacks required decrease from 4 to 3, so that is kind of above. I don't know carrot's passives, I'll be honest. I'll take a look. Carrot's passive 1 was doing X divided by 3 plus 1 because it was acting on next set. This bug has been fixed, so we'll see what that is. Carrot's passive limitless warrior fighting spirit now lasts longer, which that's a W. Shiny Cuber obtainment from being 450 has been removed. That sucks. Unit equipment for Bioinsect has been fixed. I guess there was a bug. Cuber's auto ability targeting furthest instead of closest when a cube applied. And then Carrot ability 1 instant relocation bug fixed on applying 50% buff, but first attack on relocation was not being buffed. So we'll have to see what is Carrot's #1 passive again. We'll take a look at this. Every 3 non-crit next row. Okay, they changed that. They made limitless warrior longer. What did they do to instant relocation? Let's check again. Instant bug fixing on applying 50% buff, but first attack on relocation was not being buffed. Okay, so they fixed it. I'm assuming that means increase the unit's damage by 50%. Oh, so it was bugged or something. It wasn't buffing his own damage. Okay. So he wasn't getting the 50% buff. So they didn't change his passive or anything. They just changed his personal damage. Now let's look at Bioinsect. Now this is the unit they completely changed, which is kind of insane. He's more of a damage dealer now, I guess. Do we have another warrior's pull? We'll just throw on 3 swords from hell. Okay. So if we look at his passives here, it used to be right under here, I believe. It said like give 10% damage increase to the strongest unit in range, which it no longer does, which is insane because his damage is not that great. But I'm guessing his best trait now is going to be Unbound. That's just how it's going to be, I guess. Let's do this. Let's do 5,000. Boom. Oh, it's 50,000. My bad. Okay. Let's fully upgrade him. Let's place down one of these. 10k damage. Do they increase? No, I'm tripping, right? Okay, so essentially now all he does is damage increase, which I find kind of crazy. Because I wouldn't say his damage is bad, but it's not amazing, I would say. Let's see. Let's get this guy fully upgraded. I believe. Oh, wait, I might have to replace chat. Let's turn off auto abilities because I know auto abilities is gonna make him auto reset. Auto abilities on placement. Boom. Let's move puppet closer. I'm wasting a lot of time doing this, but it's whatever. Okay, there we go. All right, come on. Let's get your kills up. All right, his first transformation should happen right now. He'll kill Mecha 17. Boom, and then he gets a genetic duplication, which spawns the tiny guy, but they no longer buff, which is insane, chat. I'm saying that. It's insane. No more buffs, but it's whatever. It's whatever, honestly. He's still insanely good at DPS, I feel like. Unbound will go crazy on him. Yes, Unbound. I believe he's the best Terra unit. I mean, yeah, he's the best Terra unit right now. Should I pull Unbound on him? You guys let me know, bro. I might honestly pull him down. Let's get his 3rd ability, see how good he is now. Well, nothing really changed except he doesn't do damage buff anymore, but I understand. There's like 3 support units this update Cuber is already so good, and I guess Cuber is better than Bow Insect because Cuber spreads out his damage increase, but damn, it's actually insane. All right, come on, bro. Let's upgrade. One more? Come on. This is actually insane. All right, there we go. Final upgrade, final form. He does have Bow Reset. Yeah, that's crazy, chat. That's crazy. That's crazy. Let's also look at... I want to look at the tower. They did reset tower. Boom. Leaderboard. Everyone got reset to 170. This guy already pushed up to 89. What a demon. Also, they changed Bow Insect skin, which is this skin right here, to top 50 instead of top 10, which is a W. I will be grinding for that. All right. Peace out, chat. I appreciate you guys watching the skin. Big changes were pushed out today by Anime Expeditions. Honestly, kind of game changing. Not nothing too crazy, but it is game changing for Bow Insect.